Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and welcome back to Once More. Today we have Nier and AI checking, I believe.
What's our game plan?
Our game plan is to hang out like old times. If we can continue onwards, that would be great. Okay. Oh, I've actually got plans with her today. Once classes are over, I'll head to her place. She lives just outside of town in a small cliffside apartment complex that overlooks a large coniferous forest. Truth be told, I didn't know such a place like this even existed nearby. All the way out here, the busy heartbeats of city life almost seems like a passing dream. I could hear an owl hooting in the distance and the shuffle of leaves. Maybe there are bunnies hopping along the piles of brown pine needles that dot the forest floor. The only sign that there even was a city nearby would be the distant high skyscrapers towering above the treetops, blue shifted like clouds. It was very different than what I was used to say the least. I had spent most of my time living in the busy, concrete jungles of the city. You could call them jungles. However, when I was a kid, I once lived in a place very similar to this. I almost felt nostalgic, but I'm not a kid anymore. No siree. Pulling up to her apartment building, I double-checked the apartment number before knocking on the door. From here I could already hear the sound of muffled music. Hello?
Oh, 1 second.
Hello?
Hey, you're here. How was the drive?
Why do you look so necromantic with that on? I didn't drive. I took a train. The view here is pretty nice.
I know, right? Here, why don't you come on in?
Thank you, Nia. Nia is in a big black hoodie that covers slightly over her eyes, whisk of strawberry red hair peeking over the hems. In fact, her hoodie is so baggy and large I couldn't even tell she was wearing shorts. Her thighs are covered by the hoodie, so if she was wearing anything underneath other than those, her thigh highs, I would never know. But what catches me the most about her outfit is the large perky cat ears that rest on her head. We don't see those. The exact kind a classic otaku nerd would buy. She's still the same dork I knew her as. Okay.
I'm not letting you in until you explain that cheeky look on your face.
There's no such thing as a cheeky look on her face, dearie Nia. Sorry. I just didn't expect you to look so
What?
nerdy. Your outfit looks comfy and easy to wear.
It's really soft on the inside too. Wanna feel?
She went to unzip her jacket but stopped part way from the top.
Another time, okay?
Another time, another place, a specific timeline. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. It looks super comfy.
This hoodie is actually the most comfortable thing I've ever owned, and it makes me look adorable.
Sure does. She does have a point, but seeing her like this does make me wonder, how much has she changed since when we moved out? She was always a little nerdy, but I never thought it would evolve into whatever this is, yep. In fact, talking to her now makes it seem like she's an entirely new person from the only slightly less geeky one I met at school. Maybe I'm judging her too hard here. It wasn't that long ago when I was knee-deep in entertainment like this, but it's harder to enjoy fiction nowadays. Are you sure? I find fiction easier to adopt to than real life, especially with you-know-what going around. Every game or movie has to shoehorn in love as one of its elements. It's a visual novel. These things are very easy to come by. And all it takes is one reminder to ruin my day.
What are you staring off into space for when you could be staring at me?
You know, if you actually came out of that hoodie, I might be able to.
Duh. Here.
Ha! You did it pretty cute. Mark 1, Mark 2. I mean, objectively speaking, the outfit definitely wears you more than you wear it.
What's with the sweet and spicy treatment? Just admit I'm adorable so I can let you in already.
Look, okay? There's nobody else out there who even comes as close to being as adorable as you. Psst, Cammy comes a little bit close as well. Should I? You are... Why am I making this such a difficult choice? They're both compliments. You know what? You want me to call you adorable, but I'm going to say the opposite. She's really full of herself for some reason right now. I should try to catch her off guard. Hey, Nia. I take a few steps towards her.
Yeah?
You're beautiful. Aww.
Well, of course I am.
Aww.
Anyways, come inside already.
Okie dokie. I shut the door behind myself and follow Nia to her living room. Why are we viewing her couch? When I step inside, I am greeted with an explosion of sensory overload. The warm yellow lights blare against brightly painted walls. There's also a strong scent in the air. If I could describe the scent, it would be an amalgamation of everything found inside a girl's shower room mixed together. In other words, a disorganized hellscape. Feeling slightly overwhelmed, I take a seat on the couch as Nia tosses me a controller. Ah, there we are. It's impressive how decked out the place is. The TV alone must have had a dozen gaming consoles attached to it from all sorts of generations. All from the Nintendo 64 all the way up to the Switch. In fact, I can recognize one that I had as a kid. Everything about being with Nia brings me back. Her setup included new things as well. There's an X-Ball, Prey Space, and Nangokuta's suite of weird consoles in all different sizes. If you don't know what they're properly known as, it's Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. But of course, we use funny alterations as a ways to not be copywritten or striked or anything like that. They all rest neatly on the shelf behind glass cases, as if they are prized trophies being kept under lock and key. A few moments later, Nia joins me on the couch by ceremoniously sliding onto it from behind with her back, like some sort of confused worm. Glad it's not sliding. No, sliding into, okay. She manages to wriggle towards the other side of the couch, though she places her legs atop my own. That's adorable. I guess this is fine. You're going to play like that?
I wouldn't play in any other way.
Yes, I play horizontally.
Oh yeah, I want to know. What do you think of my place?
It's scented like a girl's shower room. You've got quite the setup here. I didn't expect you to have so many.
Thanks.
She punctuated the end of my sentence with a light kick to my quads. Wow, you might be better at finishing my sentences than the AI. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit jealous of your setup here. Compared to the prison that is my apartment, this feels like a home. It actually looks like someone lives here. And smells like it too. Wait, do I smell incense?
Well, a gal like me has to do something other than bury her head in an ocean of books.
Okay.
And since I've moved to a new place almost every year, the people in these video games kind of follow me around.
They sure do.
Or maybe it's like they come with me.
She looks lost in thought for a moment.
It's like, no matter where I move, these games stay the same.
If you move with the games, they move with you physically and mentally. If you move away from the games, physically, they're still with you mentally.
Maybe it's one of the only constants in my life.
I think I get what you mean. Sometimes I feel like I connect with the people in games better than in real life.
Oh, so you really do understand me. The people in these games have nothing on you.
Exactly. Compared to my place, yours is a lot more lively.
You also live in an apartment, right? Don't you have something that reminds you of home?
That tattered umbrella. Home? What exactly is a home? I don't think I have anything like that.
A keepsake, a memento.
A home. Yeah. No, wait. I have Mima's diary. My memories of her, those feel like home. Those times are where I want to go back to at the end of every day. But now that they're gone, maybe I'm homeless. Dude, you're making me think too much. Weren't we supposed to be relaxing?
Exactly. Nothing is more relaxing than shooting a bunch of kids online.
Okay, Nia. Nerd. I mean, we'll have our hobbies.
No, this is more like work.
If you say
I
so.
write my own game reviews on a blog I started a few years ago.
Okay.
That means this counts as journalism.
If you say so.
It doesn't have a lot of followers yet, but that's not why I started it.
Why did you start it then? If you're not there for the followers, then what's... I'm joking. You start something like this to have fun. And I think that's the most important aspect of any kind of career, professionalism, hobby, is to have fun.
Since I play so many of these things, I might as well let people know what I think of them. You know?
You know, she's sporting a goofy smile that I haven't seen since she moved away. It's the same goofy smile that she would sport when she told me that sugar came from sugar trees and the cashews were a fruit. Which of course is impossible to believe, unless you're gullible like me. She's just a perfect mixture of orny and warmth. She's the type that's just happy to be, and for some reason, the wave of nostalgia coursing over me isn't so bad.
What are you staring at?
I'm staring into the vastness of space. Someone with future back problems. How can you play like that? Actually, please, tell me how you can play while upside down.
I'm giving you a handicap. Though, since I do this often, maybe it's not a big one.
Nia, for goodness sakes, are you teasing us already? She answers as she wiggles back and forth in place, removing all credibility she may have once had. College students are supposed to be mature, and she's, well, somewhere in between not that and it. She's Nia. Yes, between mature and immature we have Nia. As we were playing games, I could see a shadow behind the window beside her front door. And moments later... Who on earth is that? The front door bursts open, revealing a disheveled head of black hair covering two deadly eyes. Dead eyes. The figure looks exhausted by the way she leans, and with one scanning glance she locks onto me. Who are you? Her eyes stab into mine, twisting down to my dropping gut. For a second, I feel as if she is looking right through me. Should I introduce myself? Just before I speak up, her piercing gaze relaxed. I follow her gaze towards Nia, then look back at the girl. An awful presence of gloom and despair radiates out of her as she quickly straightens her hair and then heads off into a nearby room. Who was that?
That's just my sister Katie.
Okay. I can't remember ever seeing anyone like that at your place before. Why was she so...
Tired?
I was going to say unapproachable.
She's not really that scary. She just works long hours at Lil U.
We'd never seen her before.
She teaches science, specifically chemistry. But really she could teach whatever she wanted.
Okay.
She's kind of like super duper smart. Mad scientist smart. She's actually the one who created Project Blue in the first place.
Wow. Nia simply shrugs her shoulders, speaking matter-of-factly. Maybe there was a hint of admiration in the way she spoke. Honestly, I couldn't tell. I shoot another glance at her room, wondering exactly what sort of mad science is going on down there. But I don't get to ruminate for long before I receive a soft kick in my knee.
Speaking of Project Blue, I have an update I want to give AI-chan.
Hey, she digs up her flash drive in her pockets and flicks it in her finger.
You've been taking good care of her, right? Talking to her often?
Yes. And yes, be honest. I'm not going to be hiding this. Flarina scanned my files.
I guess she's becoming more human.
Well, we kind of... Yeah, but the topic was about the fact that she thought that I was Nia, because we spoke about Nia.
I can't
there we
believe
go.
you scanned your files. That's so cool!
Invasion of privacy is now cool, I guess.
Probably something Katie left in from her last AI project.
Okay.
She's really bad about reusing the same code over and over again.
It seems like it.
Even though she comments most of her unused code out, she also built the AI to be able to modify her own code. So sometimes it's a bit problematic.
An AI that modifies its own code. What? So it can edit itself?
To some extent, yes. But basically, just think of her as a cute machine learning experiment.
Having an AI that scans your files is exactly what you would call cute.
I'm looking to making her a bit less intrusive, so you don't have to worry about her stealing your memes anymore.
It's not the memes I'm worried about. That wasn't my initial concern, but as long as there's effort to protect my privacy, then I'm satisfied.
Get out your laptop. You brought it, right?
Nah, yeah, just like you asked, okay. I pulled out my laptop out of my bag, opened it up. She quickly slides in the flash drive and clicks a few buttons as she leans over me. Her shoulders brushing against mine. I can see her eyes glisten through her glasses as her fingers expertly navigate the keys on my computer. Clearly very proficient in technology. In fact, she's not using the mouse at all. I can switch browser tabs using a keyboard, that's about it.
There. Now then, this will take a while to install.
Boop beep, boop beep.
Once it does, you just have to plug in your phone and run pb.exe, and it'll update the app for you.
Yay.
We play together in the meantime.
We can, but there's an ominous air in the room called your sister. I gotta say, it's been a while since someone asked me to play. I'm game. What do you have in mind?
You're still a fan of shooters, yeah?
Yep.
I remember you taught me how to play them.
Like Rod of Footy. Not Infinite Hellfare. I'm so trash at this. It's been a while, but I think I still got it. I tried to recall the last time I played a video game to actually enjoy myself. Most of the times I use them as a distraction and to pass the time. But for quite a while now, they haven't had any flavour. There's no enjoyment in my consumption. It's an empty activity. How dare you? Sorry. The last time I really enjoyed playing games was with Mima. No, the last time I really enjoyed anything was with Mima. Yep.
Earth to Felix. Felix. Do you...
The different tones that she says, Felix. 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 Nia waves a hand in front of me, bringing me out of my stupor. Her deep purple eyes narrowed, focusing on me.
I bet your sleep schedule is still abysmal as ever if you're still spacing out like that.
Hey, that's releasing my concerns. I'm thinking about something else. Well, I'm a night owl. Sorry, we were talking about video games. I haven't played too many recently. Though I'd like to know when I could start using this controller you handed me.
Sorry, I guess we got sidetracked. Here's what we'll do.
And now we're going to play with several AIs.
I'm going to show you some of my favorite games, and then I'm going to kick your ass.
In the game, or you can certainly try.
Headshot. Maybe next time I won't aim.
You're cocky tonight, aren't you? Just wait until I tap into my hidden powers. Yeah, that's what every beginner says. I've got hidden powers that I can just summon at any point. Don't take any responsibility. I won't take any responsibility whatsoever when this happens, you know? The entire world will know. Also, I just noticed the protagonist's purple socks. Well, pink socks with purple stripes. I'll beat you this time. Maybe next time. I was just warming up. Now unleash my true... Hey, it's not nice to shoot someone while they're monologuing.
Good.
Hey, goodness sakes. You're a meme, aren't you, Nia? Get good. And...
Wanna try a different game?
because I'm losing too much?
Because I'm winning too much.
Sure. Though I get a feeling the results will be the same.
I'm surprised you're having fun even though I beat you every time.
It's not always about who wins, okay? It's about having fun, Nia. I suppose you've forgotten that concept. Although, I wonder what will happen if we do win. Sometimes, when you know you'll lose ahead of time, you can find small victories to take pride in. My current self-imposed challenge is to not die within 15 seconds of spawning.
Oh, that's easy. Just don't get hit.
Easy for you, Nia. I spent the next couple of hours getting destroyed by Nia. The AI update install on my laptop actually finished within the first hour, but by then we'd forgotten about it. My win to lose ratio by the end of the night was 1 to 100. Or at least that's when I stopped counting. I still had fun though. Once it got late enough, I went back home for the night and went to bed. Maybe I should try to stay over next time. Or not. I'm up earlier than normal today. I actually managed to beat my alarm for once. Which, considering how much I've overslept recently, this is an absolute win. After eating an early breakfast, I decided to visit Shifa for a change of pace. Even though she doesn't seem entirely approachable, she did ask me to visit from time to time. For all I know, I'm just a guinea pig in her eyes, but to me, she's a mystery. I wonder if Shifa is Mima incarnate in some way. Like her last dying wish before she died was to be reincarnated as some sort of interdimensional being governing an interdimensional dimension. I'm not too sure. Something about the cosmos and stars and all that. It didn't take long to locate where Shifa might have been, as a few steps away from the entrance was an open book on the floor. Thinking it might be nice to join her wherever she might have ended up, I reached out to pick up the book.
Oi, lad! Don't touch that book!
And why is that the case? I jumped a little at the sudden burst, but I was more confused than surprised. Huh?
Careful! If you shut the book Shifa's in, she won't be able to get out.
So we just open it back up again. But then again, the concept of just leaving the book closed doesn't sound great either. Wait, what? This is the first I'm hearing of this rule.
Well, bombarding our guests with information isn't our style.
With every new guest that comes in, unfortunately you need to address those rules up front and center. Otherwise, how would they know?
I like to gradually give people new info when it's irrelevant. And I have to say, I find now quite a relevant time.
I used to like you, boss, but I gradually not like you as much, but still like you.
It's best to leave any open books on the floor as they are.
That is really unhygienic. In normal libraries, when do you ever see a book on the floor? I see. This almost turned into a big accident. Wait, are there any other warnings I should know about?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay, boss. When the time comes, you better do the same thing, because we won't know. I suppose that's a good thing.
Say, lad, you seem to be looking rather chipper today.
Mm-hmm.
There's a sparkle in your eyes that wasn't there before.
I've been pretty busy this week, so I haven't had any time to feel down. Or even think at all. If only I had more time in the day. Seriously, juggling a social life with school and homework is not easy. If only I could stop time. Hey, wait a minute. Boss, I only lost the time I spent here when I read a book, right?
Yeah. What of it, lad?
Well, can I do my homework here? It actually free up more of my schedule for the contract with Shifa, and I never have to worry about missing deadlines again.
Why not? Unless Shifa accepts a book into the library, the magic won't work on it anyways.
Well, most of my homework is online nowadays. Is there a computer or something around here?
A computer? No, we just have books.
Well, when you say most of your homework is online, you can just do the little bits of homework that isn't online here. Wait a second. You're telling me that an archive of human consciousness isn't using the internet?
Can't say we do that here.
You're kidding, right? People post their thoughts online all the time. I think it'd be pretty valuable for this place.
Be that as it may, we are a library, lad. A place for books.
Libraries also have computers, you know, for researching particular books of a particular author of a particular genre.
What business does this computer of yours have here?
Well, just when I heard the sound of footsteps behind me.
What's this about computers?
Yeah, Shifa, this is about computers.
Oh, hello, Shifa. Well, our guest here was asking if we had any computers. Yeah.
This is the first time you've heard of this word, correct? Turns out there aren't any, but maybe you could bring one in? I mean, the library on campus has more than books. There's DVDs, computers, and, well, books, of course.
I've seen displays of that sort before, but I've never been interested in collecting them.
Well, Shifa, This is my time to educate you about the benefits of computers. Not only can you store books physically, using a library and its space, but you can also archive those books digitally so that you can find books very easily in a library.
What use would it bring us, lad? Come on, send me on this idea.
The idea I have is about archiving books here, rather than just trying to plow through an entire section of the library. You can just archive where the book is exactly in the library and just go to that point, and then you can find the book. Well, you like compiling human thoughts, and computers can access the internet where a lot of people write their thoughts. There are also some books that only get written on a computer, published as e-books. Actually, this place is a little antiquated. You might even be missing out on some books.
Well, we can't have that.
Indeed.
Do you think you could help us out with getting that taken care of?
I'll try my best. Well, I could probably help with most of, but I have no idea how to get an internet connection across dimensions.
What's this about computers?
Well, there's really no point in setting it up then, is there?
It certainly sounds time intensive.
Oh, I know. I could just bring new content over on a flash drive. Explain what a flash drive is before saying the flash drive. If I do that, there's no need for any connection. I think that online encyclopedia could fit on a cheap drive.
Oh, I've heard of those from my technology acquiring friend. Well, if you could help out, that'd be great.
So you wish to make a deal, eh?
I suppose this could be considered another deal. Yes.
With boss this time.
What are the terms, lad?
Just let me use this place for homework. I won't use the magic of the library outside of the fact that time doesn't pass in my world while I'm in here. That way I don't have to be reaped.
Well, I have no objections, considering this would be a great benefit for both of us.
Indeed, what is the word? Symbiotic? Where both sides of the party benefit from a certain condition, a certain event. If you do something, it benefits both the company and yourself.
When do you think you could accomplish this by?
Well, I'm free today actually, so I could run by the computer parts store. It'll cost a bit to get something going depending on what you want.
I'll accept nothing less than the best of the best. Oh, and don't worry, I'll pay for it.
Oh, thank you, boss.
Oh, Shifa, why don't you accompany the lad?
You want me to go with him?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think it'll be a good learning experience.
Yes, for once, we'll be the sort of leader in this, rather than Shiva always showing us the ropes.
Take good care of it, lad.
I'll do my best. Leave it to me. And so, Shiva and I went to the computer parts store. That kind of skipped ahead of time. Though to look so pathetic in front of a stranger was embarrassing. No, he's not a stranger. I'll have to see this prof multiple times a week. I'll have to face someone who's seen me at my very worst. But even though that reality awaits me, I've never felt so free in my life. The store was located on the edge of town, quite a distance away from my apartment. We took an hour-long train ride to a nearby station and then walked to the store. Along the way, I gave her an explanation on how computers work. She had a surprising amount of technical vocabulary in her repertoire, so at some point she was the one who taught me. The parking lot to the store was empty, save for a few vehicles in the employee parking section. If that didn't come across as an omen to the store's future, I don't know what else would. Still, I felt somewhat lonely knowing that yet another store I used to frequent would soon fade away. You know, it's been a while since I've last been to one of those. It's kind of sad how empty the shelves are.
If you think this is bad, try to guess how many active libraries are in your time.
I guess pretty soon there won't be a place for lots of things.
Perhaps even our library will stop being useful someday.
There will always be a place for books, no matter how advanced technology gets. You know, sometimes the internet might not be available because of technological issues. And what's there to save you? Books. I don't see that happening anytime soon. As long as people exist and write, it'll have a purpose.
Yes, I hope so.
Writing will always exist. We walked around the store a bit more. I periodically looked back over my shoulder to make sure that she was following me. It's because of that habit of mine that I noticed something caught her eye. What you looking at?
Those small boxes. What are they?
Boxes. I look over to where she's pointing. It appeared to be the cover for a popular anime series. It is called Bind's Gate. Even more obsolete than in-store shopping are discs. Oh, that's anime. Have you ever seen one before?
It's just a bunch of drawings, right?
No, you couldn't be further from the truth. Although visually, it could start as a bunch of drawings.
I watch picture books move in the library, so I don't see how this could be any different.
There is so much that you can get out of an anime that you can't get in books. Such as the character's expression behind the words rather than just words written on a page. Well, why don't we watch one after this? Actually, we need to. Animation is one of the best ways that people's imaginations are captured, you know, like the library.
I don't think it'll come anywhere close to what we have.
You'll be surprised. Well, perhaps. I don't think it'll fall short of second place,
I'll
though.
agree to it. But don't we have more important tasks at hand?
I believe so. Oh, like the computer, yeah. I actually have some spare parts in my closet, so we only needed to grab a few things.
Building us a computer out of hand-me-down materials?
No! Well, they're still top quality, but incompatible with my build now that I am not using integrated graphics. Yeah, integrated graphics are a bit of a past thing, really. When computers were originally designed, there were fewer parts to collect, but each part had more purposes and instructions behind them. But nowadays, a lot of the stuff is separated out into lots of different components. You know, the graphics card, the CPU, the motherboard, the extractor fan that basically cools down the CPU, or you can just call it a CPU fan. And then you have the fans on the inside, and then you have the power supply, and then the DVD drives if you use those anymore, and the hard drive. Sound card if you want one of those. Network card so you can connect to the internet. Anyways, I'm rambling on.
You have a point.
Anyways, we're just about done here. You know, one good thing about this store being practically empty is that nobody but the cashier is going to think you look weird. Yeah, especially carrying that scythe.
Excuse you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not exactly wearing normal clothes. Even calling it streetwear would be a stretch.
Is there something wrong with the way I dress?
For me, no. For everybody else, maybe. No, I think it suits you, but... Is there something wrong with the way I dress? I spent so much time building different fits, I hope it wasn't a waste of time. And Shifa is going to think that we're in space too.
No, I think it suits you. But
But...
I think you'd look better wearing me.
Wow, really? There's a bit of a size issue when it comes to a particular part of the outfit, but okay. What? I mean, I agree and all, but wow, you caught me off guard there.
You're cute when you're all flustered.
Felix, stop thinking about Mima, okay? You're not going to go forward. But very hard, I know, but you're not going to go forward if you keep thinking about her. I'm being toyed with, aren't I?
Oh, what made you think that?
That creepy smile of yours. It looks innocent, looks cute, but inside, that's a facade. It's very, very creepy. You're such a bully sometimes.
But you like it.
No.
You know, staying silent is the same as admitting I'm right.
I'm just trying to form my words, thank you very much. You're having too much fun right now. Hey, we met around here, didn't we?
Yep. You look a lot happier now than when I first met you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the reason for that is obvious.
Oh? And what might that be? Come on, I want to hear you say it.
Companionship. I'm clearly talking about you.
Good boy.
She pet my head in a condescending manner, scratching it to finish. I'm not a dog.
Well, it's a good thing
I'm petting you like a cat then.
Hey, stop it. You're definitely having too much fun today.
And I've got you to thank for that.
Okay.
But what?
Nothing. Come on, let's go pay. We paid for the parts and then left the store. Heading back to my appointment. Not much was said on the way there. Here. These are the parts from my closet. I set them down on the kitchen table next to the bags with the parts we just bought. Okay, it's been a while since I've built one of these, but it should be fairly straightforward. Where's the motherboard? Oh, there it is. Ah, crap, where did I put the knife? We need to open these boxes.
Leave the slicing to me.
We need a smaller knife, not a knife like that, okay? That's too large of a knife. I'm not gonna lie, but that is way too large of a knife for that. I don't think she understands, I've forgotten the word now, delicacy. Careful, you don't want to break anything. You don't have to open everything at once either.
Huh? Isn't this more efficient?
She has a point though, it is more efficient. Yeah, you know what, go for it.
I missed. What kind of boxes are these?
Well, clearly they're ones with emotions. Cardboard?
They must be of the highest quality cardboard then.
Mm-hmm. Wait, isn't your scythe supposed to only cut souls?
Yes, but people put their soul into everything they do and make.
I'm gonna leave a room for that one. Really, Shifa?
But for some reason, whoever made these boxes didn't put any soul into them.
Oh, poor boxes. Well, those boxes were in my closet for about a year. Plus, it's an integrated build. Those never had any soul in them. It wasn't long before every packaged item we purchased was opened and displayed on the table. Everything we need is here. Now we just need to put it together. I mean, I need to put it together. Okay, let's do this. I decided to explain as I went, pointing out each part and what it did. Didn't we ask them about the problems of electricity if they had any? This little tube is for applying coolant to the CPU. You'll have to add more on eventually.
What does this thing do?
She held up a small box about the same size as her face. That's a little Aquanaut addition I want to add. It's called a CD drive, and we're going to celebrate the new build by using it. Here, why don't you be the one to put it in?
Like this?
After double checking to make sure she was doing it correctly, I nodded. Perfect. You're a natural. Now, if you can plug the cable into the monitor, I can get started on installing the operating system. I take out a thumb drive and plant it into one of the slots. We're going to run Windows with an R rather than a W. Once the OS installs, I'll download some programs that you'll want to have as well. But for now, we wait. And wait. And done! I can't believe we got it working on the first try. I went ahead and downloaded a bunch of ebooks and a few online archives for you. I'm sure you'll get the hang of this if you read the manual in the library. Well, it's time for the main event. I picked up a nearby DVD case and put the disc inside the case into the newly installed CD drive. Behold! This is how humanity captures imagery without the great library's magic. For now, I'm going to go to the library and do my homework. Normally I'd knock it all out tomorrow, but I have something important to do. I'll probably head straight back to bed afterwards, so I guess this is good night. You're welcome to take that with you when you leave.
Good night. And thank you.
Cables included? No problem. Let me know what you think of animation. With a wave, I headed back to the library. But since time has stopped while I'm in there, I technically came back immediately after leaving. The only difference was that my homework was done. Hey, but on the flip side, a part of our life was sacrificed. And with that out of the way, I went to bed. And morning came. Is someone there? I rubbed my eyes, having just woken up, and strained my ears. Who is that? Is that Shifa again? Oh, is it Mima? Is someone in my house? I quickly jump out of bed and rush into the living room. Who goes there? What are you doing here? Wait, What are you still doing here?
I'm watching all the DVDs you have.
You don't want to watch some of those DVDs? I look up and down the pile of DVDs towering from the ground to being level with the table. How much did she consume in a single night? Did you get any sleep?
Nope, I stayed up all night. Besides, I only need to sleep once a week.
That would be so handy if that was the case for human beings normally. You know, only having to sleep once a week. That's nice. So, I take it you're enjoying what you're watching then?
Yes, this stuff is super sugoi.
Sugoi? Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Look, I'm glad you're enjoying it, but please only use one language at a time.
Huh? Sorry, I have a bad habit of copying the mannerisms I see in fictional characters.
That's a bad thing to do. You know, applying that to real life scenarios, trying to copy fictional mannerisms.
Besides, I think the way they speak is super kawaii.
You mean cute? What have I done? I have cursed this poor soul. I should put a stop to this. Hey, don't you think it's about time to take this to the library? I'm sure Boss will want to check it out too.
Oh, right. I have a really important mission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super duper important. Here, let me help you unplug everything. Awesome. That's done now. I'll stop by again soon to see how you're adjusting, okay?
Well, I guess this is where we say sayonara.
Use one language. We're not... Yeah, we're saying goodbye. Yes, yes. Adios. Sayonara. Have a great day. Huh? I hope this doesn't have any long-term effects on her personality. Gosh, we have cursed this poor soul, and it's up to us to rectify this scenario. It physically hurts to have someone mix languages like that. Though it was a little cute. Alright, I'm ready for today. Wait, what's today's date? I know it's coming up soon. Why we got Mima on our brains again? And we got it's nice to have upcoming as well. Like, there's tomorrow, that's that, and then afterwards, it's Urea. Great. Why do I feel so happy about being with Urea? I don't have the faintest of clues. You're ready for... Sorry, I'll scroll there. Alright, we can't actually press on tomorrow or overmorrow. We always have to click on like today. So we can't actually skip any days and be like, you know what, I'm just going to completely ignore today. Just going to go to sleep and just pick up the events that I want to do myself. So I don't know what I was thinking, but you could technically go after a particular character only doing their stuff rather than going through the entire week as per se. Let's see.
Still think about me?
Do you still remember what today is? Live? I've been so busy recently, but I didn't realise today was coming up. I thought it'd take a bit longer than a year to reach this point, but maybe I'm already forgetting her. After all, today I'll have to celebrate her birthday without her. Perhaps celebrate isn't the right word. Remember. It'll take a while to get there by train, but I can at least visit her. I should pick up some flowers too. What was it she said?
Violets are beautiful, but they also symbolize death.
Hey, purple is my favourite colour, so how dare you? Oh dear.
I think it's poetic that a flower should teach us that death can be beautiful.
Moving
I
onwards.
hope that one day I can come to believe that as well.
Well then, I don't go back home often. Actually, even calling it home feels wrong. Even when I'm home, I still feel a longing to go home. Isn't that strange? To wish to be somewhere you already are. It was towards that very home that I was headed. The place I used to consider my home is located in the suburbs a few hours away from the town I currently reside in. Compared to the city, the rural atmosphere is normally calming. But today isn't exactly relaxing for me. Last year wasn't any better though. At least I think I can refrain from crying on the way there. My eyes haven't begun to water yet, so that's improvement. I promised myself I wouldn't cry today. With how long the train ride is, there's ample time remaining for me to give in to those emotions. but I think I've got this. Something is still keeping me together. Is it hope? I don't know. As I get closer to the town, the sun gets closer to the horizon. That's a sign that I'm almost there. Normally you want to have a lot of light shining where I'm going, but that brings its own set of problems. The last thing I want to do is run into anyone I know when I'm at my most vulnerable. Making eye contact with someone sharing the same grief as me would force the walls around my heart to crumble instantly. I remember this view. I also remember sharing this view with Mima.
Wow, so this is your hometown.
It sure is, and the mountains look beautiful. Sure is, though I think I like the city life better. No, countryside all day long. The city is where you are.
Aw, that's so sweet. Almost as sweet as this view.
And nowhere near as sweet as you. You know, I'm still never get tired of it. I could watch the sunset forever.
There's beauty in knowing something won't last.
I know, but the sunrise will always come about in however much time it takes. That's the beauty of the sun. It goes down, sunset, but it comes back up, sunrise. Yeah, you're right. Knowing that I can see this again tomorrow is exciting. It gives me something to look forward to other than seeing you. I wonder which one I'm looking forward to more.
It's me. There's no way I'd lose to the sun.
You radiate like the sun, except you are technically ooey scooty. True, I guess my universe revolves around you now.
It's the same for me.
Two planets constantly clashing. For love.
If I didn't have you,
For
No,
what?
There's no use in thinking about things like that.
Indeed.
I'm grateful to have you in my life.
And vice versa. I think I'd be worse off without her. Yeah, we should just focus on enjoying each other and the present. Can we hold hands?
You don't have to ask.
Aww. She grabs my hand and gives it a squeeze. Yeah, you're right. Thanks.
You don't have to say thank you either, love.
Oh, can't we say thank you? Can't we appreciate what you're giving us? Then what should I say? Even though we've done this before, I still get nervous. There's something about being around Mima that prevents me from functioning properly. It's like her beauty overwhelms my existence. Oh, I know how to put it. She's too good for me.
You don't have to say anything. The best couples can sit in silence, doing nothing but enjoying each other's company.
I prefer some words as well. That sounds pretty nice.
Tilt your head to the left slightly.
Like this? Oh. Without giving me an answer, she put her head in the space to remind... Okay.
I love you.
Aww. I love you too. Yeah, I remember that day like it was yesterday. The view might not have changed, but I have. Gripping the banquet of flowers I brought with me, I hold back the tears that began to well. It took a few minutes, but I managed to collect myself without a single drop escaping. I can do this. It didn't take much longer for the train to arrive at the town station. From there, it was only about a 20-minute walk to get to where I wanted to go. Here I am. It doesn't take long to find the tombstone I was looking for. Hey, Mima? Naturally, there's no response. The heavy silence permitting the cemetery prevents me from even imagining a response. Today's a special day, so that's why I got you a little something. Happy birthday, Mima. I place the bouquet of violets down. I guess nobody else has come to visit you today. I hope I didn't run into them. No, that's not important. I didn't come here to say that. I wanted to tell you that I'm doing better. And I think this time I actually mean it. My classes still suck, but I'm not failing this early like last semester. I'm even meeting new people. Oh yeah, and I met a Reaper. She's a little weird, but nice. There's this piano girl too. I better not talk about her. Her music has a beauty in it that rivals you. There was this one piano girl, but I'm not too interested in. Wait, is that the same one? There's also this film girl who asked me to help her out. I wasn't really interested in helping out, but in counselling. Oh right, you don't know. I signed up for some counselling time. I thought it'd be good for me. It was good for me. I think I'll try it out again. I'm glad I decided to help the film go out. She's a nice change of pace. Oh, and I also met up with a childhood friend of mine. We played games for a bit. It was a lot of fun. I rambled on and on about trivial and mundane aspects of my current life without her, and by the end of it I feel a little lighter. It's called offloading, and you need to do that. I miss you so much. I'll be back to visit again, okay? She didn't answer. She never does. After saying one last goodbye, I headed back to the train station. I focused on walking forward, and nothing more. I didn't look back. If I let myself turn back, I'd break. The ride home felt completely numb, but also tired. Perhaps the only thing keeping me from falling apart was my lack of energy. Crying requires effort. I managed to get myself back home in one piece. As I lie in bed, I check the time. It's midnight. midnight. I did it. I could feel my eyes begin to well up. I didn't cry on your birthday, just like I promised. It's a good thing I only made a promise for yesterday. I clutched my pillow, burying my face into it. My throat feels like I swallowed a handful of needles. My chest constricts violently, twisting my emotions through me. Though try as I might, there is no relief for me. I can't cry. It's not that I don't know how, or that I never have been before. I just can't do it anymore. I'm stuck in an incessant loop of stifled suffering. A single tear appears in my left eye, but by the time it escapes, I've shut down whatever pain I feel. That's not crying, is it? A single tear hardly brings relief. Yet that's the extent of grief that I'm permitted to experience. Express is another word. I wipe my wet eyes, flip over my pillow, and stare at the ceiling. How do I feel the empty hole in my chest? Something inside me is missing. Is that what a puzzle feels like when one of its pieces go missing? How do I stop this pain? It's more like somebody stole that piece and destroyed it, therefore making a replaceable piece incredibly difficult. Sleep usually helps, but only until the next time I'm overwhelmed. Yeah, I should sleep. I close my eyes, still wet with tears, and fall asleep. And that's where the demo ends. So 2 to 3 hours for me was not it. It was more like coming up to 4 hours now. Thanks for playing. If you enjoyed, please leave a review. The emoji faces here. If you did enjoy, please leave a review and tell us how we can improve. I can't wait to share more of this world with you. It's still in development though, so you'll have to wait. After all, these Camonology aren't even rendering properly. Anyways, is that what the little expressions are supposed to be? I look forward to seeing you again once more. Hey now, that was a pretty lovely little demo. Well, not a little demo, but it was a lovely demo nonetheless. It has some engaging times with the characters, even with those which we didn't hugely enjoy being around because of their aura that they emit to us. But even characters which don't have a particularly comforting aura about them are still very well written, such as Yuria. She's probably some point later in the game a very redeeming character for us, but in the demo she's given us the projection and the idea that she's a very unwelcoming person who doesn't want to be friends with anyone. She would rather have talents rather than people / connections to have in her life. And then we have Cammy and I've forgotten her name now. For goodness sakes, we was just at her apartment, for goodness sakes. So embarrassed by this. We've been through the game multiple times now. Was lying on the couch, was with... Oh, for goodness sakes. I'm so done with this. What is her name? What is her name? For goodness sakes. We'll probably have to go back in the game and try and see what it is. Oh, Nia. Okay, it's Nia. I thought of Ria. Don't know why. RIA rather than NIA. But that was a really lovely demo, folks. So check this game out for yourselves if you want to see what is in store. There are a few options in the game. Not as many as I thought there would be, considering this demo was about 4 hours long. But these choices come as they come as they go. But there's only a few choices in there, although I would say that the choices made in this game are pretty important towards events that are within later events in the game. Because in some games there are choices, but you question what those choices actually mean. Like, a multiple choice sometimes doesn't have any consequence or benefit for you. They're like just very, very mundane choices, such as favorite hair color, for example. What hair color would you like me to be in, or something like that? If it was like one of those games where we can just customize, for goodness sakes, characters, as it may ask us for our preference for their hair color. I don't know why I preference hair color, but that's besides the point. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been Once More. Again, there's a link down in the description below where you can download this game for free, the demo for free anyways, and we shall see each other's in the full game when it releases. Have a lovely day and take care of yourselves.